This message goes out to Dove and every other woke company that is hell-bent on making me play your diverse characters. No, Naravar, I stalled long enough for this video. Now shut the fuck up and let me cook or roast or whatever Zoomer brain-dead terminology you fourth-era types use now. Hello, Dove, or any cheerleader of this glorified cope activism. I am what you would call a toxic gamer. Let me give you a little hint of who I am. I am the type of gamer to have several filled drives on just sex mods alone. I am the kind of person that associates any diversity quota with communism. And I am the one who partakes in games like Corruption of Champions and Hatred. I am a real gamer. I will admit I am intrigued by your efforts to rebrand what beauty is, and I would like to take part by redefining what fun is. If I play as any or all of these characters, I will grab the controller and cause the characters to die. Over and over and over. I will smile widely at every game over I see that lights up my screen. I will watch as I deliberately cause the characters to fall to their deaths from cliffs, be drowned slowly in water, be ripped apart by hostile enemies and wildlife, including the ones that give 1 point of HP damage, or be ran over by enemy tanks. If you give me the controller, I will control how much they suffer in the world they are in, and it will be a lot. It will be a time loop of pain and suffering for these characters, day in and day out. Remember that USS Callister Black Mirror episode? It will be worse with no happy ending. I will dedicate streams of their anguished and futile struggles. Or if you take death away, I will simply have them stare at a wall for all eternity. You do not want them stuck with me, and if this is forced on me, I will relish in every blood-curdling scream of their expiring voices in my headset. And I will be happy. I will be happy to know that I forced a reality for them, that their world is not theirs, but a facade of some woke joke. I will mod AI into them to be sentient, only to torture them further. They will scream my name, and I will smile. Maybe, after a few 100,000 times, I will let them get to the last boss. And then I will let them die again. And reset their progress just to spite them. Just to remind them of their insignificance. Just to remind them they did not only fail in defeating the final boss. They failed to change me. And they soon will realize they are not people or heroes in this story. They are propaganda. Propaganda that is to be ignored and vehemently snuffed out by my godlike anger. And as Dagoth, you can expect a lot of it. Now, some of you have probably read books like 1984, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, or even a book about H.P. Lovecraft's cat. I will show you that there is limits to one's creativity when writing books like that. I will show you the true face of hell for these characters, not a casually worded hell either. A true and authentically terrifying one, with no hope to be grasped. It will be one where a main character falls to the ground in a pool of their own blood, and a game over screen flashes in front of them forever. For this will be the full extent of their existence. Maybe after a few cycles of torture, and in an exercise of irony and mercy, I will modify their bodies to be heavily sexualized and idealized to my tastes. The kind of bodies that fill activists such as yourself with anger, for I am Dagoth. I promise you, I will become an angry and merciless god against these out-of-shape political beings that serve nothing more than to be propaganda for the mongrel dogs of the Empire, and they will be at my mercy, which there will be none. The simple moral of this story is, never remove the boob slider, ever.
Or maybe you could save that energy you have by simply not buying the games they try to give you. Seriously, it's that simple, Dagoth. You didn't need to go on this maniacal tangent about causing torture to characters that arguably are woke propaganda and would probably not feel a damn thing you do to them anyway.
And where is the fun in that? I could easily just Yeah, you got a point.
Were you just about to imply you would pirate games
No,
you
that
didn't
wasn't what
like?
I was implying at all.
Seriously, sometimes I wonder how you made it this far being so fucking moronic. Now stop being such a moron and join us for dinner before I give in to the thought that LARPing as some broken trad wife is cringe.
Very well, consider this incel-fueled tangent officially over. I could always put my whole evil god shenanigans on hold for some of that Dunmer tradition cooking you do. And gods forbid I keep that drunken Nord waiting.